welcome to the Lights Out cage, Andrew Carvajal.
Andrew Carvajal entering second out of the red corner. This is an amateur fight. We have 6 pro fights coming up tonight, including the main event. Musa Tolliver taking on Albert Morales. But we also have Tommy Aaron fighting Sergio Quiñones as Tommy Aaron looks to win for a second time in a row inside the Lights Out Extreme Fighting cage. And thank you for everybody that's following us on Instagram and on Twitter. At Pablo Alcina on Instagram. Follow me, follow my partner Blake Bulletproof Troop.
At Bulletproof Troop on Instagram, or at Big Troop 22 on X.
Yeah, shout out to Drew Jordan. He said he's watching, he's following, so I'm following him back. People follow us, we follow you. Let's keep this going. Lights Out Extreme Fighting 12 is November 18th, so this party keeps on going. Andrew Carvajal coming in.
So Andrew Carvajal trains with the Badger crew, which is Anthony Rosales, who is a scrapper. So he definitely has a bunch of really tough training partners who come to fight. That's one of the things about the Badger crew. These kids scrap, just like the Honey Badger, the animal. So I'm excited to watch this fight. Raul Mendoza looks serious. Andrew Carvajal comes out of a great camp, so I know he's prepared. This should be a scrap. I expect someone to go, "Hoo-ah-sha!"
With the music blaring. Let's go to the tail of the tape for this fight between Raul Mendoza and Andrew Carvajal. Blake, any numbers that jump out at you?
You know, the only big difference I see here is the record. 4-3, 5-2. Both have 7 fights. One guy has 1 more win, one guy has 1 more loss. Very, very close all the way around.
Also 22 and 23 years old, both lightweights. I also like that they have lots of amateur fights, but they might be ready to go pro. Let's go back to our ring cage announcer, Tyson Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, this amateur bout will be 3-minute rounds in the lightweight division. This bout is being brought to you by Fubo Sports TV. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This fighter stands 5 feet 10 inches tall. He weighed in at 155 pounds. He's an independent fighter with a mixed martial arts record of 4 wins and 3 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Raul Mendoza. His opponent fighting out of the red corner stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. He weighed in at 153 pounds. He represents the Den Training Center with a mixed martial arts record of 5 wins and 2 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Andrew Carvajal. Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is for the Lights Out Lightweight Amateur Championship of the World. Your referee for this bout will be Rafael Davis.
Fighters, we went over the rules in the back. This is for the title. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch gloves if you want to right now. Come out swinging.
Mendoza versus Carvajal.
Mendoza was staring daggers at Carvajal the entire time they were inside the ring. Carvajal looks like he's in there to enjoy himself. Mendoza looks like he's in there to hurt somebody.
Touching hands, showing class, and punches already flying.
Very
blue shorts for Andrew Carvajal.
Mendoza had a great jab.
Oh! Up. Oh, couldn't get him down.
Did he get the takedown? But
yes, he can.
To his corner. Wow, what a slam. And a big thing to note, he's right next to his coaches. They're right here, feet away from him, where he's able to be coached strategically by his team.
Andrew Carvajal picked him up and moved him exactly where he wanted him, next to his coaches, up against the cage, and Carvajal doing work. We need to help out Raul Mendoza. What can he do here?
He's doing a good job of continuing to try to skate back. He's trying to get his back to the cage so he can wall walk up, because he does not want to accept bottom position. You see Carvajal there pulling the arm out to get him back to his back being on the mat.
Yeah, Mendoza might have more reach. Carvajal closed that distance in a hurry and just made this a wrestling match early on.
And has Mendoza in a tough spot. When you get a guy down and jam his head against the cage like this, it's really uncomfortable because it's hard for... Oh, he looks like he's digging for a double wrist lock here on Carvajal's right arm. I'm not sure he's going to be able to get it. It's going to be really hard to finish with the cage there.
This is so interesting because he literally has his coach 2 feet from him, so he's looking at his coach in the eyes and having a quick conversation.
Oh, so
wait, he's got an arm.
So he's looking for that double wrist lock, like I said. He came very close to getting that arm behind Carvajal's back. Carvajal gets his arm free.
Oh, good job by Carvajal, but finally Mendoza got to his feet. Can he stay there? And back down again. Carvajal just showing a great display of wrestling here, just controlling this fight.
And Mendoza went trying to counter with a single leg of his own and ended up getting taken back down by Carvajal. Fantastic wrestling. Oh, he's got him up again. Oh, he wants to watch this choke.
He wants a spectacular slam. Good work by Mendoza to close it. That choke saved him from getting body slammed.
It 100% did. It's very smart of Carvajal.
And he still got
another nice takedown. It was very smart of Carvajal not to get that big takedown because it would have put him in a dangerous spot with that choke.
Less than a minute, 45 seconds to go in this first round. Dominated by Andrew Carvajal. Raul Mendoza gamer so far.
You can see Mendoza looking for a triangle choke. Now, climbing his legs high, but it might be hard to finish it again with the cage here. Escapes, wow. Mendoza's doing a fantastic job of throwing up submissions from the bottom.
A couple of those threats, though, when the bell rings, maybe Carvajal has to think about it if he wants to do that again. So good work by Mendoza, surviving in this first round and having attempts to maybe closing in the hole.
So now we see Carvajal with great head position, jamming Mendoza's head between his head and the cage, which allows him to land some strikes and grind his opponent down. The more grinding he does, the harder it's going to be for Mendoza to throw up another submission attempt.
Ooh! Luckily it didn't land.
Yeah, that would have been an illegal kick to a downed opponent had that landed.
Yeah, if that lands, he could have lost the fight. So, round two, put me in the corner of Raul Mendoza. Obviously, you're telling him, try to avoid the takedown. But that's easier said than done.
Avoid the takedown. Utilize straight attacks, hold your ground, or back up. If you move forward, it's going to be easier for your opponent to get a hold of your hips. And something else, as you scramble, don't try and get a counter takedown. When he got back up, he went for a takedown of his own and ended up on his back again. If you're able to get to your feet, disengage and fight again at range.
And also Mendoza, maybe time a knee. If he's coming in for your takedown, you can time it right. You can turn the fight in one split second as well. But so far, Andrew Carvajal had 4 or 5 takedowns, dominated round one. But to Mendoza's credit, didn't really receive that much damage, except for the body slams, but you're still falling on the mat. So,
you know, not only that, but he had 2 threats to finish the fight. That double wrist lock wasn't extremely close, but it was definitely a legitimate threat. So the guy's not out of the fight. That, in my opinion, could even be a tough round to judge.
Here comes round two, and also how much energy did Carvajal expend on that? Mendoza didn't really fight out of those holds. It's not like he was burning energy. So we'll see. This round two, Mendoza in the black, Carvajal in blue.
Carvajal's doing a good job of drawing Mendoza towards him. He keeps backing up. Mendoza moves forward and then now gets taken down. Like I said, he needs to hold his ground and back up. Carvajal convinced him to move forward and quickly got the takedown on him here in round two.
Yeah, he said he had to time a knee. He instead went for the punch, missed high, which was easy for Carvajal to drop down and get the takedown.
He just got impatient. He should have waited for Carvajal to come to him instead of close the distance for Carvajal. Oh, he's looking at double wrist lock again, but this time Carvajal is passed around. But his arm is not completely free. Mendoza still has that double wrist lock grip on the right arm of Carvajal. He can get this hand behind his opponent's back. Mendoza can dig that.
He nearly had it there. That would have won him the fight, maybe broken an arm. Great job by Carvajal.
It might get him to
get out of it.
Exactly. Here he needs to separate. This is where I mentioned he needs to disengage instead of go for a takedown of his own, because Carvajal is clearly a very strong wrestler.
This is an amazing card so far. Knockout, a submission, and now a great wrestling battle with Mendoza attacking with jiu-jitsu hold. So I'm loving everything going tonight.
Whoa.
Pin move.
Oh, gets set on his back, and now we see Mendoza back on bottom position half guard. Oh, and he strikes.
And strikes to the ear and to the throat. Those cannot feel good at all.
So you can't see him in the camera angle, but Mendoza's left arm is pinned and his right arm is trapped on the far side of Carvajal's head, leaving his head completely exposed to punches. They're not extremely powerful, but he's just chop, 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 and banging on Mendoza's head.
Head, ear, chin, everything. Couple more shots. Great work by Carvajal. In the first round, Mendoza escaped.
Mendoza's looking for what we call a buggy choke. If he's able to clasp his hands, his right arm is still trapped under Carvajal's left knee or shin, as you can see. If he can get that arm out, he does have what's called a buggy choke, which is a very unorthodox choke, but it is extremely effective because guys never see it coming. He has got to get that right arm free, otherwise Carvajal's just
there it is.
Pounding.
Carvajal still in good position.
Carvajal's not even trying to blow it. He's not even trying to pass. He's locked down half guard, found an opening. Now he's passed to full mount, which is a fantastic position to finish a fight, whether by submission or ground and pound.
There's a ground and pound.
Oh,
landed. Another one. 10 seconds to go. Referee, hold on.
Might stop.
Referee's got to stop that fight, baby. Stop that fight. Carvajal, stop that fight.
Wow.
Man, that fight should have been stopped 5 blows earlier. That upsets me a little bit. But what a fight by Andrew Carvajal. Blake, am I wrong?
It was a fantastic performance. Very good ability to get in close distance, get takedowns, stay in a dominant top position, land strikes, eventually move to an even more dominant position where he's able to finish the fight with vicious ground and pound that has left Raul Mendoza sleeping on the mat. Lights out.
Yeah, the hard part for the referee, though, I know what happened. He heard the 10-second count. He was trying to give him that opportunity for the round to save him, but it was a wrong decision by the referee, man. He should have stopped that fight 5 blows earlier. He should have been at least closer so he can stop it. And he took 3 crushing blows when the fight should have been stopped.
As a fighter, I like to see guys be able to fight, but this is the amateur level where if this was a championship fight for professionals, I could see it going a little longer, giving a guy that chance. But I do agree with you that at the amateur level, that was probably a little bit long. Let's take a look at some of these highlights, Pablo.
Let's watch it again. Andrew Carvajal. Mendoza had a couple chances. Now, this right there's the pounding. He's still defending himself somewhat. There, he's not defending himself.
Yeah.
He's not. He stops defending himself, I'll tell you where. There, and the referee's not in position. The referee should have already stopped the fight right there, and he didn't. There was like 3 more clear punches once he was already out.
Yeah, so when he went from being completely, he might be out here already with his arms.
He's holding his arm up, but he was already out. But again, we hope he's okay. He's honest. He's at least on the chair now. But again, do we promise and do we deliver with lights out, Blake? We said at the start of the show, you're going to see knockouts, you're going to see submissions, you're going to see amazing amateur fights and pro fights. We've only seen amateur, and we've delivered already, Blake.
We've seen 3 finishes and 2 people go lights out, and we're only 3 fights into the card, Pablo.
Thank you for everybody watching us. Mr. Flores, I can't say his first name because it's a bad word in some languages, but thank you. Keep following us, keep sending messages. Tell your friends, put on Fubo. Andrew Carvajal with an impressive performance of wrestling, and then the ground and pound to finish it off. We still have a lot more to go. And remember, Fubo is not only sports. You have movies, you have television shows, you have series. I watch the NFL Red Zone on Fubo. You can record your movies, record your shows. Big fan of Fubo. And it's not just because we're on Fubo. I really got Fubo, canceled my cable, saving tons of money, and loving life with Fubo, especially watching Lights Out Extreme Fight. And I'm not getting paid for that plug, by the way, but it's true. I'm being honest. I have Fubo, Blake, and it's awesome.
Raul Mendoza looks like he has been collected and back on his feet now. Little bit wobbly. I'm not surprised after the amount of damage he took. They want to sit him back down. Yeah, what a knockout. The power in some of those strikes by Andrew Carvajal. Wow. dynamite in those hands.
Mendoza, he needs to work on his takedown defense a little bit, but I liked his jiu-jitsu. We never saw his boxing. Most of the fight was on the ground. It's a tough loss for Mendoza, but again, he's an amateur, so it doesn't count on his official record.
He had 3 great submission attempts, a very close double wrist lock in the first round, a triangle that didn't look like it was extremely close, but is somewhat of a threat, and then a double wrist lock in the second round that looked like it might have been able to get that arm behind the back and potentially finish. But Andrew Carvajal, with his dominant wrestling and grappling, was able to stay on top and land vicious strikes to end the fight.
Saw AJ Hutchins, who won the previous fight. He was already talking about he wants to fight again in November. I hope we see Andrew Carvajal again in the future in Lights Out cage again as well. He looked real good. Quick break and we'll be back with more alongside Blake Bulletproof Troop. I am Bob. Let's go back to Tyson Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 minutes, 54 seconds into round number 2, your winner by way of knockout and new Lights Out lightweight champion of the world, Andrew Carvajal.
Andrew Carvajal getting the Lights Out amateur belt. Let's go to Bonnie Jill Laughlin inside the cage with our winner.
Andrew, when did you know that you could impose your wrestling on him?
We wrestle anybody, we wrestle everybody. Nobody's as good as me. That's just how it is, so everyone can get it.
I love your confidence. Now, you knew that you can open up that ground and pound. When did you know you got him?
He was out really early. The ref let it go a little past. Thank you, ref. You know, he's probably not too happy about it, but it's how it goes.
And your emotion that you're walking out with the lightweight amateur championship belt.
Yeah, we're a featherweight. We take all the belts though. We'll take welterweight next. We'll see who takes the fight.
All right, congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Andrew Carvajal with a victory. Break, and we'll be back with more.